Good evening. John Elder, ELDER, Director of Police Information, Minneapolis Police Department Public Information Officer. At 5:45 p.m., Minneapolis Police responded to a ShotSpotter activation in the area of 38th Street East and Chicago Avenue. While en route, officers were then notified by 911 callers that victims were being brought to the entrance to the area. Officers arrived and were advised by people that the injured parties were already transported. Officers were met with some interference at the scene. Officers were then notified that a victim, an adult male believed to be in his 30s, had just arrived at Hennepin County Medical Center with a gunshot wound. Squads responded to the hospital and spoke with people there. Officers were notified a short time later that that victim died. Preliminary investigation yields that the victim and the suspect had a verbal disagreement, and the suspect shot the victim. The suspect then fled the area northbound in a vehicle described as a cream or light-colored Suburban, believed to be a 2005 through 2016 body style. The suspect vehicle is said to have suffered gunshot damage. The Minneapolis Police Department is asking for the public's help in locating this vehicle. Anyone with information is asked to contact Crime Stoppers of Minnesota at 1-800-222-TIPS or 1-800-222-8477. All tips are anonymous, and anyone providing information leading to an arrest and conviction is eligible for a financial reward. Minneapolis Police Homicide Unit has started an investigation, and we have no one in custody at this time. You've heard me refer to 2 victims. We've only had 1 victim show up at a hospital, and that is the individual that is now deceased. We have not been able to locate a second victim. And that's where we're at. We are in the infancy of this investigation, and we have teams of investigators working this now. Any questions?
Did the victim shoot at the Suburban if it's got gunshots in it?
I don't have information on that. There's no indication that that was the case. Our officers were met with some interference. I won't be able to expound on that. I have not been able to look at body cameras, things like that. So, and the officers that were involved are all still actively involved with this case. I have not been able to speak in any sort of depth with them to be able to answer that question.
Any idea if the suspect was wounded at all, John?
Don't have it. We have not had any indication that that's the case. He has not sought medical attention at this time.
Okay, I'm sorry. Did you name any more of the details about him other than the car description?
Just the car description at this time.
Was there any activity outside of HCMC regarding just friends of the victim showing up? And
I was not advised of anything, and I was monitoring the radio, so I did not hear anything about any sort of skirmish or unrest or issues outside of the hospital itself. So, yeah, I'm unaware of any of that. So,
any idea how many gunshots were fired during this whole?
Again, that's part of the initial investigation. I don't have any of that information at this time. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I have not been able to speak to the officers and desire to get this out to you folks before your deadlines. This is all the information that I have at this time.
And this guy obviously is armed. I don't know if it's considered dangerous, whatever, but he does have a weapon with him.
He certainly had a weapon at the time of the incident. We don't know if he has gotten rid of it. This appeared to be a very directed attack or assault, and we're unaware of this being any threat to the community.
so you're assuming, or not assuming, but we don't know if they knew each other?
Well, they had an argument, and so it appears that there may have been some previous knowledge of one another.
Any other details you can talk about the interference thing, John?
Again, Rich, I've already answered him on that. I have not had the opportunity. I'm not going to have a different answer for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
And where was this again? This is at like 37th?
38th in Chicago, 38th Street East in Chicago.
So right at the memorial site.
That's what ShotSpotter was indicating, right in that area.